Welcome to another video on my Arduino Yun with electronics and some motors. Last time I replaced this transistor in order to get this motor on the right side working again. And after that things started to work. And the last thing was checking on frequencies, pulse modulation, because that is still something which is quite a bit off. What I also did was finding out that in the setup with analog write you put a frequency. And the big question is, with this originally being 128, what difference does it make on various ports, various pins? This is pin 3. Pin 3 is currently the source of this transistor circuit. Does it work? Pin 6, for example, is the source for this transistor circuit, but does it work? Well, actually, does it work the way I intend it to work? That's a big question. First, let's see if it works anyway. So let's focus on this. This is logical because I haven't given any input yet, which is happening now. Well, this is alright. The right side motor works, but the left side motor does not work yet. So I am going to turning the left potmeter, that one, the left one, causes the right side left side motor to work. So that is alright. Giving some feed again, turning the left potmeter to a lower situation. Then I want to press you see the LED in view blink. That is for the switch, this one, and that should influence the speed of the motor. Yes, it does. Alright, now it works again. Does it indeed work as intended? No, because there is no input anymore. Anyway, let's just say it works more or less, which is for now good enough. Right here you can see that the LEDs are blinking quite well, and it is time to do some pulse modulation. So while this is running out, I am going to add another line for 6. I want this to be there, so let's say here 128. and then I'm very curious what the measured value will be, because I can measure here in front of the, or at the base of a transistor, to be precise in wording, at the base and at the emitter. The common is connected to the mass. The emitter is located, am I telling that correctly? No, I'm not. Anyway, this is the base, and I can measure here, and I can measure at the exit to the motor, and those have, that has a different frequency actually. Anyway, time to measure. Alright, time to upload the new part of the code. Then yes, correct, everything should stop. Very good. Waiting for the message that everything is okay. Verifying, etc. Flash verified. Yeah, I actually should use micro SD card. However, considering the robustness of those cards, I have my doubts. Right. Thank you. Yes, thank you too. Now I have to log in here once again. It says completely correct, console not available. I give some input, and that also means that for some reason this one is running immediately. However, I'm concentrating now on the left circuit, and let me see. Nope, that's not good. This is good. The only problem is that this multimeter display isn't very clear from the camera point of view, and I'm sorry for that. I can't help it. Not as well as I would hope. Anyway, if you can see it, it is 0 or digit, decimal, digit, and in kilohertz. So that means that anything visible is, for example, the 1 means 10 Hertz. This one here would mean 100 Hertz. So let's measure right here. It says now 510 or so Hertz. So I'm giving input. And a lot of it. Then I'm putting up the pot meter and nothing happens, which is curious. Very curious. Well, I do notice Now, I thought I saw the propeller move for a bit, but yeah, it certainly does. So why doesn't it? I have to give. Now it works. Alright, but the frequency is now 570 Hertz. So let me measure at the point where the motor should be getting its input, which is right from here, and this is 600 Hertz, 650 Hertz, something like that. So with this being 600 Hertz, this being 500 Hertz, what's the result if I change the frequency? Oh wait, let me measure again, knowing that there's input. Right, 500 and 500, 600, alright, in that range anyway. So I'm going to change this to, let's say, 64. What difference would that make? If any? Right, let's go. Giving some input, the propeller starts working, and we have here 500 Hertz and 600 Hertz, exactly the same. So half the value gives the same frequency on port 6. So what do other values do? That's a good question. Alright, next step is to increase this 64 to I don't think 128 or 265. Well, let's do 265, 56 that is, 165 being a multiple of 64, and see how this works. So first again upload, and there's another point that I can address. This one, this LED, it is connected to pin 9, so I can address that one as well. First of all, let's get some measurements on this part. Yep, both work. Time to measure, and this one is again 520 Hertz, and here it is a little bit less, 500, not 6, but this one is exactly the same. So in that respect there's hardly any change. Alright, then something that I don't have to measure but can simply watch. And now I notice that despite it's rolling, this LED is off, or more or less. Or is that a matter of input? No, it's not a matter of input. This LED is off. That's not correct. Oh, sorry, I mean this LED is off and doesn't do a thing. So, alright, let's let this be. Now I'm talking about another wire, indeed pin 9. Pin 9 is this one. So let's add this one. Pin 9. Let's start at 64. What does it do anyway? Pin 9. If the switch is 1, output 6, alright. Output 9. Yeah, right. If it is larger than 500, well, considering the situation of this pot meter, the sensor value is larger than 500, so it should be working. And no, then it should be 0, and it should only be working smaller than or equal to 500. So now it's not working. That's the point. So in order to get it done, I have to set it to this value, which is slightly under half. Did I upload? No, I did not upload yet. Now I am. Which could also be the reason that this LED isn't working yet. Alright, done. Let's do something. Check. And now the question is, does that LED do something anyway? And this is curious, because now it's maximum, and I'm turning it slowly down. And it's doing nothing. Totally, absolutely nothing. This one is, this one isn't. And now it is. So I'm turning it down on the pot meter. But this LED isn't doing anything yet. I have to check on it. And I realize I make a small mistake. The point is that I have now added positive modulation on pin 9, but Here I give pin 9 a solid value. So what is the influence on of the pulse modulation on this one? I think actually not much. Also, given the fact that I have here analog out pin 9 and here I am using 6. That's another thing. What is what? Should I use analog out or analog how do I call it? Analog out pin 3 instead of 3. That's a good one. Let me try that. And small print this one. Then it does not say it is full, it is wrong, but at the same time it doesn't say it is right. And log. So let's see about this one, because if I take this one and it is already a pulse modulation value, then what I'm doing here is actually non-substantial. That's a very good one. Yeah, it is uploading, so that is actually exactly the same. Either 6 or analog out pin 6. That doesn't matter at all. That means that if I use just this, I already am influencing the pulse modulation, which means I can scratch this out. And in that perspective, this is just a setup, and whatever I'm doing here actually matters much more. So let me do this. $512 is would be then a maximum or not quite sure, but this gives the value that a value on pulse modulation. That said, I haven't seen it burning yet, not in this video anyway. So let's see how it works without this idea. So this means that I have to see in the screen output that this is actually less than 500. Then this one should be alright. Alright, now it's gone. So let's see, NTC value. No, I want What value do I want? Sensor value. I want sensor value. It's 500. Larger than 500. Okay. Then I have to turn it a lot lower. There we go. Now the value, sensor value is 537, and right now it's at a quarter of its maximum, so that's a bit odd. Can I actually get it to the right value? Alright, input. Now it's way less. 112. Now this is a bit awkward to do. 112. Let's turn it up. Okay, 422. I'm okay with that. So let's see how this works out. Alright, so this is correct. Or is it? At this value it is correct, but this isn't doing anything. This isn't doing anything either. So the point is, how do I get that value to work again? Because it did work. Alright, let's... Now it works. And I am slowly turning it back. Pressing the switch. Oh, no, hold on. Yep. This window. Yeah, alright. But although the switch does work very clearly, I don't see the LED burn. And I'm of course talking about this one. The value is without a doubt absolutely correct. It's lower than 500, which means that this one should work. Does that mean that the LED is broken? One way to find out, put an LED, a different LED on that place, or parallel to it, whatever. Let's put it in this way. Where am I? I was wrong again. And this means that it doesn't work indeed. Otherwise it would have this LED would have worked. Right, that's a problem. But I'm running out of time for this video. So for next time, a few things to find out. What did I do? Finding out that putting this as pulse modulation is in fact not necessary, since I'm doing it here in the same way. This motor works, this LED doesn't. This let's see. This should do a burning of this LED. Doesn't work. It has to be checked. And that's it for now. Pulse modulation experiments and measurements of frequencies. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Please make a donation to keep this blog, etc. going. For making a donation, please visit my website, where you can find other projects as well. And this is obviously going to be continued. Bye bye.